Hello and welcome to the channel. Welcome back to 2D6 Dungeon. We are making it down to level 9 here. 2D6 Dungeon was created by Toby Lancaster. His link is in the description. And we have no special rules for room creation on level 9. I have the standard size that I've been trying to stick to. So let's just take off. We are on the cursed level now. And I think for this floor, kind of liked what I did last time where I just went straight up the middle and then circled and then came around. I think we'll do the reverse this time. Instead of going clockwise, we'll go counterclockwise. So let's move up here to the center and see what we get. We're ready to step through this archway. This dungeon floor is not letting us get off to a slow start like the last one did. We're going to step into a nice little room here. What we have is a plague pit. You are shocked to see a cesspit. In it floats 3 bodies. The smell is horrid. Lose 2 HP as it is toxic. As you approach, the bodies rise as zombies. You must fight all 3 before moving on. So first, let's take our 2 hit points. We are going to be down to 98 health. The zombie turns in your direction, the flesh loose on its face, a blank terror suspended in the white globes that are its eyes. It moans and lopes towards you. For maneuvers, it has a clawed hand, which is a 4-3 and blocked by our metal bracer. Shroud's Curse does not help us change that, so it is just a D6 flat. And for interrupts, it has Lifeless Corpse on secondary 1s, 2s, and 6s -1, which is going to affect our Savage Glance and nothing else. We got 3 zombies here. We'll start with the farthest one away from the camera here, I suppose. 12 hit points, only 38 XP, so they shouldn't be too tough. They have a chance of actually hurting us a little bit, not bad. We'll start with our churn here, top of round 1. And we're going to get a 5-5 to get going here. And we can use 2 shifts to change the 5-5 into a 6-4 or a Ferocious Strike, dealing 2d6 plus 10. 16 points of damage. That will bring the first zombie to dead. Taking that one out with 1 hit will set off our fearful momentum for second round. So for round 2 only, we will gain a +2 shift. Go with this zombie's turn. He's got a 3-3 and only 1 shift, but he only needs 1 shift to change that 3 into a 4. Create a clawed hand, and that will be a D6 only. 5 points of damage. That brings us to 93, and we'll heal back 1 point to 94. When adventurers hit during combat, even if they are not damaged by the hit, they can heal 1 HP as the rune gives off a healing aura in response to the wielder's pain. It does not say once per combat round or anything like that, so having multiple enemies hit me in 1 round would heal 1 point each time. Second zombie's turn for round 1. And they have a 1-6 and only 1 shift as before. So a 1-6 is not going to be a hit for the zombie. Top of round 2 with fearful momentum. We have 6 shifts for this round. We will be targeting the next zombie here with a 3-3. We only need to use 3 shifts to turn a 3 into a 6 and 1 shift to turn a 3 into a 4 for another Ferocious Strike. 17 points of damage. And that will be the end of that zombie. Rotate the camera here. Remaining zombies turn for round 2. With a 5-1, that is going to be a miss. Top of round 3, our turn. With a 2-4 and 4 shifts, we can change that 2 into a 6. Create 1 final Ferocious Strike. 19 points of damage. Bringing this zombie to 0 and back into the cesspit for him. For the 3 zombies, we will be getting 114 experience points in total, and we get to do 3 body searches. Let's check all these, and after I roll what we get, I'll open up the sheet. First is a 6. Attached to a belt is a wallet. Inside you find some Malacco leaves. Malacco leaves on 1 zombie from a cesspit probably isn't the best. We'll take them. Second one has 7. There is a gold chain around the corpse's neck. It is worth 3d6 plus 10 gold pieces. 25 gold pieces. And the last one, 11. You pat the body down and find a pouch inside is 2d6 plus 40 silver and 46 plus 30 gold. Let's bring this out now. I should just start chewing on Malacca leaves, but we're not. We're gonna get the Malacca leaves cleaned up good before we use them. We're not gonna eat Malacca leaves straight out of a cesspit. We have plenty of other Malacca leaves to chew on though. 46 plus 30 gold pieces. That is a bunch of 6s, and then 2d6 plus 40 silver. A bit less. All right, let's put the cards away and get moving. Experience was updated, and we have 2 metal doors here. I think we'll circle the cesspit and continue through this door. Gotta check and see if it's locked. And 4, 5, or 6, we have a locked door. It is locked. Lock quality of 6. With a +5 precision, it is impossible to not unlock it. So let's just use one of our lockpicks, because we have to use a lockpick to unlock the door. But I don't have to roll it necessarily, and I didn't do that. I thought I did that. Last time I used 3 lockpicks and I had 6. That should be at 3. We are going to burn one of our many lockpick +2s for this door and unlock it. Crack open this door and step on in. We have a larger room here. We step into an ancient tomb. There is an old stone tomb here. Upon it sits a Defectus. They grab their blade and attack, anger filling their eyes. You must fight. If you survive, roll on a sarcophagus loot table. This large room does not have an exit, so we have to backtrack to the other metal door after the fight. The Defectus once sought the legendary status, longing to be a hero, but they fell short. Their bitterness drove them into the darkness, where their skills afforded them a place amongst the lost. Maneuvers: they have a quick thrust and a mighty cleave. Quick thrust is a 4-2, which will not be blocked by any of our armor pieces. And then the mighty cleave is a 5-5, which will be blocked by our banded shield. And Shroud's Curse will not change any of that. So for interrupts, they have leather plate on 2s and 4s. It doesn't say primary or secondary, so it's just on 2s and 4s. Whereas push aside says secondary 3s, 4s, and 5s, -4. So it looks like our twisting stab is going to be affected by push aside. It would be affected by both, but push aside does more reduction. So twisting stab will be reduced by 4, and then ferocious strike will also be reduced by 4, being a secondary 4. If I'm reading it right, the leather plate of just a 2 would affect the Savage Glance, having it not say it's primary or secondary. 70 HP and quite a bit of experience. Then we have a body search table afterwards and some gold. Stop around 1 our turn. We're gonna just swing away. We're starting with a 1-4. Only 4 shifts, so we need 5 shifts to get the 1 to a 6. We can't do that. We can make a twisting stab though. 1 shift to change the 1 into a 2, and 1 shift to take the 4 to a 3 for a twisting stab, which will be 2d6 plus 3. 7 points of damage. Bringing him down to 63 health. Defectus' turn for round 1. And a 5-4. Only needs to use 1 shift to change that 4 into a 5 to make a mighty cleave. 2d6 plus 6. Ooh, 16 points of damage. Well, brings us to 78. Then we heal back 1 to 79. Chop around 2 our turn. With a 6-5 this time, we can use 1 shift to change that 5 into a 4 to create a ferocious strike, making 2d6 plus 6. Why can't our dice be nice? And we have 12 points of damage. Bringing him down to 51 health. Defectus turn for round 2. And a 2-2. 2 shifts, change that 2 into a 4. create a quick thrust, and you get some more variety in our armor pieces. 16 points of damage. That'll bring us to 62 health, but then we would heal back 1 to 63. Top of round 3, our turn. Okay, 4-1. 4 shifts, 4-1. We can use 2 shifts to change the 4 into a 2, and 2 shifts to change the 1 into a 3. To create a twisting stab for 2d6 plus 3. 11 points of damage. Bringing him down to 40 health. Defectus turn for round 3. 4-1. Only needs 1 shift to change that 1 into a 2. Make a quick thrust. 2d6 plus 6 again. 12 more points of damage. Bring us to 51 health. And we heal for the 52. Top of round 4, Archer. And we have a 6-3. 1 shift to change that 3 into a 4 to create a ferocious strike. 2d6 plus 6. 15 points of damage. Bringing him down to 25 health. Defectus turn for round 4. And a 4-4. I only need 2 shifts. 1 shift for the 5 and 1 for 5 to 5. Or 4 to 5. Create a mighty cleave. 2d6 plus 6. 15 points of damage. That'll bring us to 37. And we heal back 1 to 38. Top round 5, our turn. We have a 6-5. 1 shift to change that 5 into a 4 to create a ferocious strike. 14 points of damage. Bringing him down to 11 health. The Defectus turn for round 5. With a 3-3, they do have 5 shifts, and they can use 4 shifts to create a mighty cleave. 2 for that 5 and 2 for that 5. 2d6 plus 6. 13 points of damage. Bringing us to 24 with the healing of back up to 25. Top round 6, our turn. We have a 1-4 with 7 shifts. We can drop 5 shifts on the 1 to change it into a 6 for a ferocious strike there. 16 points of damage, which will bring him to 0 and dead. Update the experience points behind the screen. Now we get to check a body search table. Around a creature's forearm is a silver bracelet worth 3d6 silver pieces. It is set with 2 large, medium quality rubies. The bracelet is worth 10 silver pieces with 2 medium quality rubies. Then we also get 4d6 gold pieces. 13 gold pieces. And that is done with Defectus, so we can put him away. And then the room had the sarcophagus to search on. And that is a 3. There is a pile of bones at the foot of the tomb, and that is it. I suppose the Defectus had already raided this particular sarcophagus. As I said, there is no doors out of this room, so we're going to have to step back here. Put that away. Need those. So we'll step back over here and check this door for being locked. It is unlocked, so we'll go through that. Okay, so we had stepped back into this room. We're going to open the door up. I do realize I am doing the thing again where I'm not recovering after combat, which proved to be fatal last floor, potentially. So we're going to choose some Malacco leaves here because I have a ton of them and get 10 hit points back. We'll update this guy. And then we're going to open the door. And we'll step into this. And we find a corridor. And while we're in this corridor, we're going to eat another Malacco leaf. Bring us up to 45 health. And this corridor had 1 exit, so we'll step through there. We are stepping into a larger room here. A smashed statue. A large statue of a robed figure stands in the center. It has been smashed. On closer inspection, you see that inside the torso hollow is a scroll. Roll on scroll table 4. We have scroll table 4. That is a 6, a scroll of insightful combat. See what that does. So the insightful combat scroll only improves how much experience we're going to get from combat, which would be helpful if we weren't already max level. I mean, I don't know what the extra XP is going to be used for yet because I haven't got that book, but I don't really think we need this scroll. We're going to leave it behind, even though it sells for a decent amount. Actually, it sells a lot better than the melt metal, so I think we're going to swap melt metal for insightful combat, and the next time we can go back to town we'll sell this thing off. We're not going to use melt metal. This room has archway exits, and there are 2 of them. The original goal of going up the middle and doing counterclockwise is still on. We'll continue straight up here. But we are going to drink a potion. We'll use one of our extra healing potions and get brought up to 75 health. We step through this archway into a short 1x2 corridor, and we will chew on some more Malacca leaves, learn my lesson, bring us up to 85 health, and then we will step through the one archway here into this room. It is a gray mist room. The space is full of gray mist that blurs your vision. You get a sense that the room is empty. You feel around the walls for exits, but you cannot explore the room itself. You continue onwards. Unfortunately, after walking around this whole room trying to find an exit, we don't find one, and we are forced to backtrack. We come back over into the statue room, back to this second archway. And I think we'll eat another Malacca leaf and get us up to 95 health. We'll pass through this archway and enter into a room with one door that does touch the outside wall. It is a charred walls room. The walls and floor here are charred and black. There was once a great fire in this space. There is some charcoal and ash here. The smell of burning wood is strong. Roll on the interrupts table, and we have at the back of the room you hear a chain rattle and then hear a call for help. You find a woman chained to the wall. There is a lock +2 on the chain. If you can pick it, then liberate one prisoner. If you fail, you cannot break the chain. If you return to this space, all you find is a severed foot in a shackle. We are not gonna have to worry about that. Let's check the difficulty of the lock first. It is a hard lock. 13 points for the lock. We will burn one of our let's make sure we get it. Let's use a lockpick +3. That'll give us, with precision, +8 on our roll. And we just barely made that with a 13. But we are able to set the prisoner free. And although I was just back at town, I kinda would like to try to go back to town now. See if we can buy some better armor. I didn't buy any armor last time. We have money. We could get some better armor. Try and a little more coverage. We have 6 different dice there, and 2 of them are 6s and 2 of them are 3. It's like not enough variety in our dice. So, and we have a metal bracer to sell extra. So let's try and go back to town. And if we can find an escape route for this prisoner, we'll just take her back right now. This wall had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just in need of 1/6 out of 5, and we are good to go with going back to town. So we'll take the prisoner right back to town now, get healed up, buy a replacement potion for the one we used, and take a look at some armor. Alright, the first thing that we do when we get back to town is liberate our prisoner. That is just a d6 roll. As a 2. The father of the prisoner approaches you outside the tavern. He hands over a pouch of 66 silver pieces. That's nice of him. Looking at 20 silver pieces. Alright. And then we get to check our market bartering. We have a bunch, not a bunch of stuff to sell, but we have a bit to sell. For market bartering, it is 2d6 plus our character level minus our precision. So total will be 2d6 plus 5. We have a 12. You did well and stood strong on a couple deals. You add 10% of the sell price of the loot, rounded up. So Well, we'll sell the silver bracelet, the gold chain, and then our metal bracer and our ring of telekinesis and our magic scroll of insightful combat. Let's hit the silver pieces first. That was sells for half, so 5 silver, but we get 10% extra, which I think rounds up to just like 1 extra piece as you round up. So we'll get 6 silver pieces for the silver bracelet, and then we have a bunch of gold piece related things. Insightful combat is 70, a ring of telekinesis is 40, bracers is 55, and the gold chain is 15. So we would get 99 gold pieces for that big old pile of stuff. It's up to 3. We will buy another potion of extra healing to replace the one we used. The potion is 28 gold pieces. And then I want to take a look at armor. Let's see what we got here. We want better armor. Now our divine leather breastplate has been enchanted, so I don't want to replace that, but I would like potentially replace the banded shield and metal bracers, which we would be able to sell both of those off if we have something here that we would like to get in place. I believe with the plus on there like that is a second primary, so like the long gauntlets would be a primary 5, secondary 3, and a primary 3. So if I replace the metal bracers with those, we would still have the 3-3 primary secondary, but we also have a primary 5. Now we could get a great helm, replace the shield with a great helm. Let's see, how much money we have? We have a bunch. All right. So we sell off the banded shield and the metal bracers, and then purchase a great helm and long gauntlet. Would leave us with 1,149 gold pieces. And then I gotta update our info down here. There we got some better armor, a little more dice distribution on our blocks. Get the Shroud's Curse to actually help a bit more than it had been. So now with the Great Helm, we have primary 4s and primary 1s and secondary 3s. And the only reason I didn't look at anything else on the armor table is these were all -3 damages, and we were replacing -2 damages. I wanted something better, so staying with the -3s. There isn't really any shields in the -3 category. You got gauntlets and helms and then a bunch of jackets and shirts, and I already have breastplate on, so I can't replace that. But I think, other than our healing, we've got our potion, we got our new armor, we sold off everything we had that we could sell off. So I think that's just left to do is a stop to the tavern. Oops. We'll circle here. Head on over to the tavern. Step inside. Step in, get the smell of good food and good ale. And we have some exploits to do. It is just 2d6, so let's see what we get. And it's a 6. The tavern is very quiet this evening, but it does allow you to talk to Frida, tending the bar. She talks about some of the characters who've been in lately, including one group talking about finding another entrance to the dungeon and a distinctive stone that marks the spot. When you enter the dungeon again, you may exit that level 1 additional time, which is good. We just got on to level 9, so we can leave once more before we head down to level 10. Very helpful when we potentially need healing, because that one fight we had already on level 9 here has greatly hurt us. But we survived, and we are continuing on, returning to the dungeon after our night in the tavern. Alright, we come back into the dungeon. The hole collapses behind us. We have the option to leave one more time. We're going to step over to this metal doorway, check it for being locked. That is a locked door. Lock difficulty of 3. We have to burn through one of our lock picks, but we can practically blow on the lock and it will fall off in our hand. Here to open the door and see what's beyond. Open the door up and step on through. We find a 1x2 corridor with one exit. We step through that into a room. Longer room. It is 3x6. It is a stone trap room with a wooden doors. You step into the room straight onto a pressure pad. A large slab swings towards you from the wall. Roll a d6, add your shift points. On a 7 or below, you are slammed by a stone, lose 10 health. We need 4 or better. We are good to go with dodging from the stone slab. The rest of the room appears to be empty, so we'll move across to the door. I can see if it's locked. It is unlocked, so we'll open that up in just a moment. Alright, open up the door here and step inside. We have a mud hole. The stones have been stripped back at one of the walls here, and inside the earth a statue forms. This is a sacred shrine to Grakada. If you can make 2 correct offerings, receive 2 favor points and roll on the Blessed by the Gods table. I don't think we can do 2 offerings though. She wants diamonds and sand, and coal, rocks, which I don't normally carry. We're just back at town. I don't have anything to give her. I mean, the statue is formed in dirt or in the mud of the wall here. I potentially could just scrape some earth from there and give her that, but that's only one thing. I don't have sand, I don't have stone and rocks. I would have to like leave the room and go find it and come back. Oh, I didn't remove the ring of telekinesis from my I sold that. So no, we don't have the right stuff to donate in order to get favor points or a blessing. So we'll have to leave the Grakada's shrine here. There's a wooden door exit here. We shall check for a lock. It is unlocked. So let's open the door. Step on through. We enter into another gray mist room. And this time it has 2 doors with portcullis exits. The space is filled with gray mist that blurs your vision. You get a sense that the room is empty. You feel around the walls for exits but cannot explore the room itself. You continue onwards. Now with portcullises, you're supposed to explore and figure out, find a lever, but we can't explore the room, so I'm not sure. I mean, we're going around the walls feeling, trying to find stuff. If there's a lever there, we're gonna find it, even if we can't see it. So let's try it. I think we can do this, because a lot of them are like, the lever is next to the door. If finding the door, we should be able to feel if there's a lever there. So let's see what we get. 5. There is a lever just to the other side of a portcullis. If you use an item to trigger it, the item is lost. The portcullis rises. So it's through the portcullis on the other side. You can see, looking through the opening, you can see that there's something right there. So the lever isn't on our side, it's on the other side. We can step over here. I don't think we have anything long enough to reach though. We have a rope. I don't want to lose the rope. I haven't used the rope for anything. Like, the rope itself is probably the best thing we got for this option to make it through here. Oh, suppose there is a second portcullis we can try. Sometimes the lever opens all the doors. Let's try this one. Feeling around the opening, trying to see what we can get, peering through the portcullis itself, and we have 9. There is a lever next to the portcullis, but has been snapped off and lays on the floor. Attach it to open the portcullis. Yeah, we can use the twine to reattach the stick to open the portcullis here. That will open up. Well, I'll use one of our twines. Why not? I'll leave some twine behind here and see what's beyond. And passing through there, we find a small room. It is a human teeth room. Embedded into a mud-packed wall are human teeth. You can prize a few free, but many are too impacted and cannot be removed. I don't really know why I would want to get human teeth, although I would assume I could use it for donations to somebody. Fine, that's kind of gross. We'll take some though. This room has 2 exits to it, and we are a little ways through this floor. Our room there did cut off this section over here, so we are going to have to circle and then pop back into here. I think this is just gonna be a little dead end here, but we can check this area real quick and see what we got here. We pass through the archway and we enter into what is becoming a familiar sight, a gray mist room. This space is full of gray mist that blurs your vision. You get a sense that the room is empty. You feel around the walls or exits, but cannot explore the room itself. You continue onwards. This one has wooden doors, and there is one door over here. So we pass through the mist, finding our way. We check this door to see if it's locked. It is an unlocked door. We open the door up and pass inside. And find a short little room here. It has a concealed arch. This room appears empty at first, but then you notice a concealed stone archway. You peer inside, you see an old Defectus at a table, polishing a blade. They turn to you and stand. You must fight. Nothing else in the room. This is a kind of an end here. So we'll backtrack back out, find out if our new armor helps us out. We just fought a Defectus a few minutes ago. I'm not going to read everything again, although we do have new armors. So the quick thrust is now blocked by our great helm, making that 2d6 plus 3, and the mighty cleave is blocked by our long gauntlets for 2d6 plus 5. And Shroud's Curse still does not improve those odds. What kind of weapon do we have? We do have a throwing knife plus 1, which would do 5 points of damage if it hits without being deflected. So let's start off combat by throwing a knife at the Defectus this time. And we have a 6-3, which the secondary 3 is deflected by 4, so it is just doing 1 point of damage and our knife is gone. Give them 69 health to start off combat, and we lose our knife. We top around 1 our turn to swing our sword. We have a 6-5. 1 shift will make that a ferocious strike, which is 2d6 plus 6, 14 points of damage. Bringing him down to 55 health, and the Defectus turn for round 1 here. And he's got a mishap roll of 1-1. The Defectus puts both hands on their sword and looks out of breath. They miss their next round. Right, he's a bit lazy. He's over here, sharpening his sword. He wasn't expecting being in combat. He's in this little secluded, hidden corner of the dungeon. He ain't ready for this. Top round 2, our turn. With a 5-3 and 1 shift to make the 5 a 6 and 1 shift to make the 3 a 4 for another ferocious strike. 14 points of damage. Bringing him down to 41 health, and the Defectus misses his turn, bringing us to top of round 3, our turn again. And we have a 5-6. 2 shifts will take that 6 and make it a 4 to make another ferocious strike there. 12 points of damage. And that will bring him down to 29 health. Defectus' turn for round 3. And they have a 1-2 and 3 shifts. They can spend 3 shifts to change that 1 into a 4. Create a quick thrust. 2d6 plus 3. 10 points of damage. And that will bring us to 90. We'll heal back 1. 91 health. Top round 4, our turn. With a 1-6, we can use 3 shifts to change that 6 into a 3. And 1 shift to change the 1 into a 2. Create a twisting stab, which would be 2d6 plus 3. 12 points of damage. Bringing them down to 17 health. Defectus turn for round 4. Oh, and they got a prime attack 6-6. The Defectus spins, throwing their weight forward. Their blade clips you. Lose 2d6 plus 10. 14 points of damage. That'll bring us to 77. Then we'll heal back 1 to 78. Top round 5, our turn. We have a free 6 and 6 shifts. We can use 3 shifts to change that 3 into a 6, and 2 shifts to change the 6 into a 4 for a ferocious strike. 10 points of damage. I'll bring them down to just 7 health. Defectus turn for round 5. And that is a 5-1 for them. They do have 5 shifts. We're going to take the 1 and turn it into a 5 using 4 shifts. And then that would be 2d6 plus 5. 14 points of damage. That will bring us down to 64 health, but we would heal back 1. 65 into round 6, our turn. With a 1-5, we can use 5 shifts to make a 6, and 1 shift to make this a 4 for a ferocious strike. 2d6 plus 6, 13 points of damage. And that will bring him to dead. Give us a body search table. Weapon strapped to the thigh of the creature is a leather holster with 2 throwing knives. There's also a pouch with 3d6 gold pieces, and he's also got 46 gold pieces up there, so we have quite a few. Let's group these together a bit. There's 10, 25, 26, 27. 27 gold pieces. And 2 throwing knives. We lost our +1 throwing knife, but we got 2 back. But the knives and darts are all that good down this low. XP for Defectus as well. Alright, that is updated behind the screen, which we can see now. Get that away, get that away. There wasn't anything else in the room, but I do believe we are going to take a break in this room. I think we're going to stop here. We'll chew on a little bit of our Malacco leaves to get get 10 points back of health. It leaves us with 10 Malacco leaves left. We'll call it here for today. Thank you for staying till the end. Hope you enjoyed this foray into level 9 of the dungeon. We'll see you back here again next week. Until then, have a good day. See you again soon. Bye for now.